Libertarians love their NFTs, their cryptocurrencies, and all other, essentially utopian capitalist nonsense. But here's something that speaks to the true nature of what the fallacy behind these things are actually based on, and how they essentially violate the very principles of the economic and philosophical models that they believe in. An important lawsuit is being carried out right now in Singapore over an NFT. More importantly, over who is the rightful owner of the NFT. Now, this is a non-fungible token, uses blockchain technology to determine ownership, etc., because right-click save doesn't exist or doesn't count or something like that. If you already get the general idea of how NFTs work, then you already understand what's going on here. Okay, guy owns a business. This business loans people money. You give a loan, they pay back with interest. This guy loans money for cryptocurrency. So somebody goes to this business, borrows money to buy Bitcoin, puts up his NFT as collateral. Takes the money, buys the Bitcoin. Bitcoin crashes because it's stupid and it's not real money. So now he has to pay back the loan plus interest that he doesn't have. So the person he borrowed the money from comes looking for the NFT, and the guy refuses to hand it over. Now there's a lawsuit over who the legitimate owner of this NFT is. See, here's the thing. They're suing the owner of the NFT, which is listed in the lawsuit as unknown. Nobody knows who he is, and he refuses to reveal his identity. So now you see the real stupidity of all of this. Imagine going to the bank, asking for a loan for a mortgage, or to ask money for an investment. The investment fails, but you had put up collateral for it. That collateral is something that the bank can't actually take. Or imagine you take out a mortgage. You are completely anonymous taking out the mortgage, and the house that you bought with it cannot actually be taken because it's not a physically existing thing. It's something that you have to, only the owner in relation to the blockchain technology can hand over. Think about the stupidity of that. How dumb would a bank be to give out a loan to an anonymous person using collateral that can't actually be seized? That's essentially what's happened here. There's a reason why capitalism has courts to resolve disputes. And when the disputes are resolved, there is an army of men with guns who will come and enforce it, known as the police, or all other affiliated individuals. That's the point. That's how the legal system works. Men with guns come and enforce it. That's how capitalism works. That's how a system of private property and surrounding laws regarding that private property operate. You do need a state to enforce private property rights, which you can't do in this situation because everything is anonymous, which is the whole point of Bitcoin and seemingly NFTs as well, is that this can be done anonymously. There is no individual to be held accountable for scams. This is free market fundamentalism. There's no state to get involved and whatnot. In this case, there is a state, but the state has no power to actually do anything. So this dispute over who owns a piece of private property can't actually be resolved, which means someone who took an NFT as collateral without actually owning it is an idiot. This makes no sense whatsoever. But there's more we can go into here, like the importance of the acknowledgement of an NFT as a valuable asset that this court is essentially carrying out. See, it's a real thing now. Courts have recognized them as actual property. And that's true. But the crux of the argument here, the importance here, is the need for things to actually physically exist. And not just that. I mean, that's actually a side issue. I said that wrong. The importance is that if you have a system of private property and determining the legitimacy of the ownership of private property and the enforcing of the legitimate transfer and use of private property requires a state intervention. That's the whole reason why capitalism has a state to begin with. It's not some kind of ridiculous conspiracy theory that because anything state is automatically socialism, which is an incredibly moronic idea to begin with, and only a complete moron would believe such an idea. And yes, such people deserve to be insulted by that comment for being that much of a moron. This free market fundamentalist nonsense cannot work. And this is a perfect example of why it cannot work. No matter how much they protest the contrary, you do need a state in order for private property to exist and function in any meaningful way. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.